Yo, what's good, Facebook fam? How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Boku no Enigma. I am your host, nigga. Zeus Alchemy, the goddamn host with the ghost. Now, today, I would talk about the energy of this new moon that just passed on Labor Day. And I want to talk about the energetic shift in energy that a lot of us are experiencing right now. And I want to tell you about that with an experience that I had with that new moon, right? And so that new moon, the Labor Day, new moon goes into Virgo, right? And or Taurus, I don't remember. It's some Earth sign. And that day, I was supposed to link up with my dad. Yeah, he's supposed to be cooking or whatever. And I told him I was gonna come, but then for some reason he never hit me up. And I ain't hit him up because I ain't really want to go because I kind of, I already know, um, I know what to expect from interactions from people prior to my engagement with them. It's kind of like I have a meeting with the mind before I actually meet with a person. I have a conversation with myself before, you know what I'm saying, I engage with other people. And typically, how I engage with myself is typically how people engage with me as I move forward with my journey, right? And so I didn't really want to go anyway. Now, didn't hit me up. And at that point, at some point during the day, I decided I only got so much weed left. Only got so many shrooms. I think today's the day I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I had no prior knowledge that the new moon had came in that Monday. I didn't know. I had no idea. Something just told me you should go ahead and do your thing today. And I was like, all right, bet. And so, you know, doing a lot of research this week, um, just about occult information, just random things here and there. I started learning a lot more about Aleister Crowley, and yeah, I know a lot about this nigga, but what I didn't realize was how much my natural approach and engagement with life is in alignment with a lot of the philosophies that he preached, and a lot of the shit he got. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always source material. A lot of shit he got was from like Madame Blavatsky. That's the bitch that wrote the goddamn The Secret, right? But she's influenced a lot of niggas in Hollywood. And then motherfucking PB Randolph, which was the goddamn black mystic that taught this nigga sexual alchemy. A lot of motherfuckers don't know that shit, but I didn't know how much my fucking approach and engagement with spirituality in life was in alignment with his. And one of those philosophies is the whole kind of just do as thou will. Do what you want. You know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know what I'm saying, see what happens. That's how I experiment. And so oftentimes what I do is, I use a lot of spiritual tools. I use crystals, I use shrooms, I use weed. And I had all of this shit today. Right? And so I decide then I'm gonna go ahead, get into my meditation, and you know what I'm saying, kind of just reprogram my subconscious mind. I have a lot of techniques and different nuances of things that I use, but I went ahead and I put myself in my zone. I put myself in my trance, and I went ahead and I meditated. Right now, this motherfucking mask, right? This mask right here. Let me get this bitch on right now. This goddamn Ghost of Tsushima mask. And I've been wearing this shit a lot more because one of the new signs of just kind of the energetic shift, the social shift, the overall social climate of things with more strains coming out with school, with, all these different types of things. You're seeing a rise, you know what I'm saying, in symptoms and in people who are catching whatever, right? And so because of that, people are very, they're very strong about making sure you have a mask when you go in and out of these places now. And so I've had to start wearing a mask, and I haven't had to really wear a mask this whole time during this whole pandemic. I don't wear it at all if I don't have to. But I decided I was going to get this shit because to wear a mask to protect you from an airborne virus is a fucking joke to begin with. But, whatever. I just thought it was stupid. I always thought it was stupid. And so I figured if I was going to get a mask, well, nigga, I'm a flex. I'm ball out. So I got me the goddamn Oni mask. And I caught myself meditating with this, right? And with all the different tones, all the different frequencies, the incense, the atmosphere that I set for myself, because I'm very alchemical in my approach, I began to experience a very deep meditation. And I began to experience all of the different subtle energies that were going on, not just in the environment that I created for myself, but cosmically, right? Because I'm very in tune with the moon, if you couldn't tell, right? And so, mind you, didn't know there was a new moon or anything like that, and I put myself through this spiritual experience. And after that, I had one of the most interesting meditations I've ever had, and it was with this mask, and I'll talk about that in another video. But after I got out of my meditation, and I was meditating for a good hour, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. I meditated probably the whole time I experienced my psychedelic trip. And after that, I began to clean. Now, during the meditation, I thought about a lot of things that were kind of in my life, but the general theme was, well, how do I protect? How do I provide? How do I get better? How do I improve? How do I grow? Right? Because that's just kind of how my mind always is anyway. But after the meditation, I began to clean the fuck out of my house. I'm talking about literally. I'm dusting shit, I'm mopping, I'm sweeping, clean, I'm throwing shit out. And I'm talking about I cleaned my shit within like 20, 30 minutes. Exceptionally too. Like, and not only that, yeah, I'm not the type of person where like I don't mind a mess as long as it's not too messy, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I, as an artist, I can kind of create when an environment is a little bit chaotic. I just can't do it if it's too chaotic. But after I cleaned that bitch, I kept this bitch clean. And then after that, and this is just now, but after I cleaned my crib, you know what I'm saying, my queen, you know what I'm saying, the mother of my child came through, and we had a conversation. And because I was in such an elevated state because of what I had done with my meditation and how I used the substances that I had, I could feel the energy that was emanating out of her. And I could feel a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and a lot of different things, right? Just a lot of weight. And so after that, we had a talk. We talked about a lot of things. And a lot of what I thought about in my meditation was how to help the people that I was the closest to, the people that are left through my spiritual journey, because I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of family. I've lost a lot of the people I gave a fuck about the most. But I was a certified people pleaser. So, this part was necessary in order for me to just become the best version of myself that I currently am now. This is kind of, the ebbs and flows of being spiritual. It's not a gimmick. It's not like, a lot of people are, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, romanticizing his lifestyle, but yeah, I've been like this my whole fucking life. I guess it comes with its perks, and then it comes with this shit. I'm doing another video about that, but we began to talk, and during my meditation, I began to tell her about the things that I experienced and how I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that to kind of just make, her load a lot easier. Right? Very heart to heart conversation. But after that, right? And I'm telling you, I had all the solutions. We could do this, we could do that. She's talking about all of the different things that she's dealing with, in her own life. And I'm giving solution. You could do this, you could do that. And she literally had an excuse for every single one. And it was at that moment I realized this might be beyond me. I don't know. It looks like whatever this is that she's dealing with, she's going to have to deal with it by herself. I don't think I can help her. Because every way I thought of helping, it doesn't seem viable. And so, after that, the energy was very interesting. There was almost like a repelling. Where once I realized I couldn't help her, there was no advice or no counsel or no action or nothing in my vestige, nothing that the value that I have accumulated and acquired could assist her any further. I took a step back, and then I could feel the repelling of energy, almost like between us, like that whole aura, that electromagnetic field that everything kind of possesses. And, we ended up cutting the meeting short. Now, at this point, I was befuddled because I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And I'm cleaning, and meditation was fucking wild. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then I realized, I don't know, something made me jump on YouTube. And then I see a video. And then I now get informed about the new moon. I wish I knew the name of the video itself, but I don't remember. But the video, the guy was talking about the energetic shift that the new moon was bringing and how it was kind of pushing a lot of us into even further into doing or being or becoming or whatever it takes to get you to that next plateau. So it's a very transformational energy that's happening in a very practical way. But one of the things that he said was that the way that this energy was going to affect a lot of different people was that either if they had been doing the spiritual work, the shadow work, they've kind of been figuring themselves out, figuring out what they want, throughout this whole pandemic, right? Throughout the last, year and a half. If you guys have been doing that, then, the energy is very light and it kind of just puts you in a mode to get things done. But if you haven't been doing that spiritual work, then it's almost like the weight of the things that you've left unfinished begin to crush and begin to, they begin to come out. They begin to explode. It's almost like a bottle cap or some shit. You shake the goddamn thing up, shit pop off. You know what I'm saying? One of those type of joints. And then it also spoke about the new moons typically are energies about cleaning up house and, making space and doing all of these types of things. But with it being in Virgo, this seemed to be amplified at a very detailed and minute, very practical way. You know Virgo energy. And that's when it hit me. I was like, oh shit. Okay, number one, I went into a trance. I usually go into these type of trances during the moon anyway. The moon phases anyway. It's either during the new moon or the full moon. But I had no idea. I wasn't paying attention to the moons because I had other things I was worried about. So something within me told me that this was the time to do this. And the reason why was because it was the new moon. Then, after the meditation, I actually began to clean up house because I was now clean and open and able to receive the cosmic energy that was pouring into the universe or that was pouring into the earth. And then after that, because of the nature of frequencies and the fact that like attracts like and opposites attract, as frequencies begin to rise, magnetically it's polarizing, right? And so you will either really greatly attract the things that you need to have, and then you will greatly repel the things that you need to fucking get up out your life. And so, within that moment, after watching this video, I had experienced literally everything that this guy said. And then through the relationship of someone else that I was close to, I was able to see the reverse effect. Because it's not as if she's not doing the spiritual work. It's more so like, because you got to worry about a lot of different things, because you don't have the time to yourself, because, just kind of the overall situation of, our personal, just how we have ran things. Um, it's been very stressful for her. And, oftentimes, a lot of times, the stress that we encumber from the world is a reflection of how we are stressing ourselves out. It all kind of starts from you. So, being stressed attracts more stress. Being happy attracts more happiness. Being grateful and thankful attracts more gratitude. It just, you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how the game works. It's a holographic universe, and so this thing reflects everything back at you. It seems real, but holographic, nigga, hollow. So, at the end of the day, what I personally experienced from this new moon shift is that the people who are vibrating at a certain place, the energy is very beneficial for you. It's going to help you, to get you, to move you, to put you in the position that you want. But this is provided that you've been clear and very thoughtful about where you want to go and what you want to do in this next phase of your life. But, if you haven't been able to do that, if you haven't been able to reflect, if you haven't been able to go within, then I heard this analogy a long time ago, and I feel like it just fits now. But, you look at it this way. When it comes to cleaning your house, let's say you wanted to, you were to die, right? You know what I'm saying? And the cleaning of a house is an analogy for doing all of the things that you want to do in your life. Well, you can clean up house while you're alive and finish everything that you want to do, or you could die and then figure out that you're going to end up having to really do all of this stuff again. You know what I'm saying? All the rights you get to make right again. It's kind of how, the archons and, all kind of shit. But the reality of it is that this thing is never ending. It's never ending. And when I say this thing, I mean existence in and of itself. It doesn't end. Like the whole the what's that analogy about how just life goes on? It doesn't end. You experience a similar version of this. The nuance is just different. You experience it in a different garden, in a different plane, in a different dimension. But what you've done now, a large part you've always done. And before you were you now, you've always been you. And you did the same shit. But, this is a conversation for another day. So, just expect that as far as the energy going forward with this new moon, a lot of us are going to be getting active. And a lot of us are going to be forced to deal with the shit we've been running away from. And so, oftentimes, you're going to deal with a lot of friction. You're going to be dealing with a lot of arguments. You're going to be dealing with a lot of just aggression. And then all the while, you may experience repelling, right? And so now even more of the people that I'm typically close with, I'm not allowed to get around. But this is because I'm constantly working on me. So my energetic frequency is always transforming and always changing and always, I can't help it. The curiosity that killed the cat. Cats have 9 lives, right? So, it's just, I keep changing so much that, as I continue to change, people that are not able to keep up with that flux, they more or less get left behind. But that's not my doing, you know. And, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all you, you know. So I just wanted to talk about, that energy. And so, nah, I'm gonna do that in another video, man. Hey, but y'all be smooth, man. Also, appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the comments, appreciate all the views. Hey, if in the future I do some shit with these videos you like, you don't like, nigga, let me know. I appreciate that. Cause it helps. I low key first. Let me tell you, I low key went through the whole thing. I was mad about that shit, but and then I realized, service, audience, all that good shit, man. So I appreciate you. Y'all be smooth and enjoy another day in paradise. Shit. Bye, y'all.